Hi everyone, I'm Joseph Falconshield. Welcome to the studio. It's a new place since you last saw me. Yeah, I'm not in my home anymore, but it's a really good place. It's reasonable sized, got pretty good acoustics going on, and yeah, I really like working here. Today I'm gonna respond to some questions I got on the Falconshield Discord. But first, I just want to say thank you so much for the support, the nice comments, the likes, and the shares, and the playlist additions on Drown With Me. It was a really big project, quite ambitious. I'm very happy that the effort paid off. One more thing before we get to the questions. I've added a bunch of perks for patrons. As a patron, you get access to MP3s. You can download my songs early, instrumentals, early drafts. I've started to make these behind the scenes videos where I go into depth how I produce and mix my tracks. You can also get voting rights and decide which next song will be. In this case, it will be Kane, my patrons decided, as well as video credits. That's one way you can support what I do here, and it's greatly appreciated. Now, let's get on with the questions. 501 Cal Magnum asks, what's your favorite song you've ever made? I would say that in general, my most recent songs are usually my favorite ones, so I guess Drown With Me is my favorite right now, but then I write something that I didn't know how to do earlier, and then I found out how to do it, and then I'm proud of that. I mean, the more I learn, the more techniques I master, the closer I can get practically to my taste and make those two things blend, the more proud I usually am. So it's hard to say like that one is my favorite, because that changes. Cyrena asks, how do you go about finding the perfect voices for the roles, characters, for the raps? Well, it's very different. Sometimes it could be a performer that I've had my eyes on for a time. It could be like a buddy that I've talked to, and we've talked about doing something together. Or I could just get really good tips from my collaborators. So if we take This Is War 8, for example, I got a really good tip from Lars Hellhammer, who suggested Justin Bonitz for Kled. Now, obviously, that was genius casting. But there are other examples as well. Thanks to Rob, I've worked with Frivolous Shara. He sent me a link to some tracks she was featured in, and I really liked what she did. And after that, I asked her to be in This Is War 7. I try to listen to what's out there. If there's a performer that really impresses me, that has good recording capabilities at home, which is kind of important, but mostly are reliable, which is the most important thing, then they could be of interest. Frignata asks, I know that the Arcane Shift had several different versions as it was being made, but has this happened with any other song? Which one sticks out to you as the most notorious for its rewrites? Again, difficult question to say, because I try to forget about the notorious ones, but I can say that in general it's the metal tracks. They are the most difficult to write. They populate my project files immensely, in the way that there are a lot of deprecated riffs and drum beats that are just moved aside as I try to like finalize what kind of vibe I'm going for. So yeah, the metal tracks are definitely the most difficult. Aunubis, asks, what was the most fulfilling moment you had so far in your career and or life? Well, life-wise, I have children, so Seeing them being born and grow and experience that is definitely the most fulfilling thing. When it comes to my career, being able to support my family doing this is also the most fulfilling thing when it comes to that aspect of my life. Beakle asks, favorite ice cream flavor? Cookie dough? Kenshi asks, what genre would you like to explore in the future? Also, I'm saying Hillbilly Gragas country song. Yeah, that would be an interesting one. I need a banjo player. Yeah, if you've followed me for a while, you know that I like to dabble in genres and explore wildly. I think the style that is closest to my heart right now, and I dabbled a little bit in it for Lavender Blooms, that would be synthwave or retrowave. That's a style that's really close to my heart, being born in the early 80s, being an 80s, 90s kid. Yeah, I guess it's the nostalgia or something, but there's just so much more you can do with it now. And I really like to blend synthwave and stuff. So that's something I'd like to do more. But to be honest, I think the style I would like to do the most is probably just soft acoustic ballads. You know, something that moves me personally on an emotional level, which I think is like maybe the most important thing in music. That is probably what I would like to do most, but it's hard to find a topic that's a good fit for a song like that, especially when you're in video games and everything is cool and action and so on. Defu asks, how was the first approach to Rob Lucci, Anti-Rivet and Bad Administrator? I've always wondered that after working together for so many years. Okay, yeah, many years. So it's gotta be over a decade now. Wow. Okay, Badman. I think the first time I heard him was around the time when Riot Games held the Songs of the Summoned contests, like music contests, for fans and the community. And we both participated in that, and I really, really liked what he put out. And apparently he liked what I did too. We did a collaboration for like a brand song. And we've been in touch ever since. Rob. Oh dear. It was probably something similar. Like I heard something, like a video that he made, and I really liked what he did. So I reached out. The first thing we did was probably This Is War 1, and he got me in touch with Anti-Rivet too. I think that was how it played out, but you know, I'm old. This all happened a very long time ago. Well, I think that was it for the questions. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time with a Kane song, so stay tuned for that. Bye!